What up? Yesterday on the train coming home from the city, I was Yesterday coming home from the city on the train, I had a really quick conversation with a gentleman that I saw was carrying a real estate investing book. I think the title was 36 Hours to Your First Investment or something, investment book. And I told him this, I said, hey, read that book, but buy something. Make sure you do something. Buy something. I told him the number one difference, really the only difference, and it's obvious, the only difference between people who succeed with investing in real estate or anything are people who actually jump in the game. You can read all the books, you can talk to all the people, you can go to all the seminars, but if you don't buy something, then you are not in the game. And the first thing you buy, contrary to a lot of this out there right now, the first thing you should buy should be actually the roof that you live under. It absolutely should, especially if you're a black person. Your first property purchase should be a multifamily or a condo. And if you go the condo route, get the nicest condo in the best area, preferably an urban area. And by urban, city, I don't mean hood. I mean in the city with a lot high employment. Buy a condo there if a condo route. If you're not gonna go the condo route and you're gonna go single standing detached, if you're a black person, your first property absolutely must be a multifamily. We'll talk about that later. Back to the point. Talk to the gentleman on the train. I just wanted to give him something that was just bursting for me to talk to him was just to give him some encouragement. And I actually told him why. I said, when I first started buying property, I was in my early 20s. I bought my first multifamily. I did exactly what I'm recommending. I bought my first multifamily in South Jersey. I was 22 years old. I was younger than both of my tenants. And remember when I showed up for the first day to give them an introductory paper and let them know who I am and what all that, they thought I was there to cut the grass. So I told him this. I said, listen, the people who were going to go with this, I said, at the time I was in the Air Force still. And before I bought our first place, I would read the books. I was reading all the different real estate books. My then wife, I was married at the time when I was in the Air Force. My then wife, she had got me a book for Christmas. It was Dolph DeRoos's Real Estate Riches or Making Money in Real Estate, something by Dolph DeRoos, one of his first books. And he's a great teacher. Of all the different gurus and real estate gurus and people out there talking at you, Dolph DeRoos is not I'm just a nerd anyway. I love to read. And so I read. But I remember specifically reading those books when I was be on the work truck, when I was in the Air Force, and we'd be riding around catching planes and doing work and all that horse shit we were doing. And they used to make fun of me. Young to old, the older dudes would see it, they were like, I got a friend that invested in real estate, it worked out really bad for him, or I knew some guy that was flipping houses and he was doing all right for a minute, but then it came crashing down on him. Or, oh no, everybody they buy those books and they never buy anything and it's a scam. Real estate investing is not for everybody, it's not. And I've just never been one to really ingest anything other people are saying about it. But I do remember that happening. I remember them talking. And I just remember thinking, man, it'd be good to be around somebody with a brain and not everybody. When I hear people talk negativity, I just think you're a wuss. If there's something you want to do, go do it. And if you see somebody doing something or attempting or trying to learn how to do something, encourage them. Yes. And that's exactly what I did. I told the guy my experience and I said, I want to just be a voice for you to say, you can do it. And he started smiling. He said, yeah, I'm getting close to retirement and I want to be something. I want to have something in retirement. And I said, bro, you can do it, man. You can do it. I said, read that book. But I also want to let you know that the people who do make the most money investing in real estate have read no books and they don't know a thing about it. They don't know. I know a guy. I got a friend who owns some properties around here. Guy's a millionaire. He never read one book. He doesn't know. If you were to talk to him, you're like, God damn, do you even really know anything about this? But you keep it simple, man. I tell people all the time, you want to invest in real estate, your job is to make money. Get a job, or if you have a job, work your ass off at your job and make more money, and then go buy real estate. You don't have to worry about any schemes and having to go do this or spend hours and hours trying to find somebody who's in a horrible situation or you try and get their home from them. You can just go buy the place. You could just spend your time making money and then call a professional broker like myself. Say, hey, find me this. You know what I like? Click. And they'll find it for you and they'll call you. And all you got to do is close. That's how the pros work. And those guys are the pros. These are people who are mailmen and firefighters and cops and diner owners, lawyers, and people with regular careers. They're not what we tend to imagine when we think of real estate investors. This is going on a little long. Point is, just as I told the guy, you absolutely can do it, okay? I am, how old am I? 44 years old. I have only not been a property owner since the first 21 years of my life. And then a few years in my, like even a decade, like third of the way through my 30s, I wasn't a property owner. Gone back to school, I lost all my property. Yeah, I got some stories, bitches. Lost all my property, and I ended up going back to school. Not very long, it's a short thing. Terribly long after all of that. I crashed and burned, baby. I got some stories, man. I went bankrupt, baby. I got sued, everything. I've done it. But here I am now, again, property owner. I'm thinking about all that. I'm just saying, go do it, man. If you bought the books, you go to the meeting, good. Do all that. Build a network. Do all the stuff. But when you finish doing all the stuff, or you finish reading the book, you will. And I told him this is the last thing I said to him. I said, you will see something. You're going to come across the property, and you're going to know in your gut, you're going to know, like, I could do something with that. I can make money there. That will make money. Buy it. I said, buy it. You are right. Buy it. And even if you don't have the money, tell someone you has more money than you to buy it with you, and you'll do the work. But you go with your gut, go with your instinct. You know what to do. This is not rocket science. You don't need a bunch of books. It's not rocket science. All right. Just wanted to share that. This went on really long.